Hello, gamers from around the world. This is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, and I would like to welcome you to today's episode of the World of Gaming. And Dutch, we are here on a Friday, unusual spot for us, but I'm excited to be here today because it's a fantastic week to return to the podcast after we had to take a break. Because
Yep.
I was on vacation. We have holidays here in Germany right now, and so I went to Croatia with my wife and the kids, and we had to take a break. Actually, we wanted to do a podcast right before we left for vacation. It was scheduled for a Saturday, and then that day, like 2-3 hours before the podcast was about to start, my washing machine broke down and flooded half my basement.
Yep.
And I was like in no way place to do a
No.
podcast.
Nope. Definitely not.
Yeah, so
Definitely
we had
not.
to take a longer break than we actually intended to. However, best week to be back because it's showcase week, right? We already had the state
It
of
is.
play.
Yep.
Later tonight, we're gonna have the Summer Game Fest, and
Which I'm streaming directly after this show.
Yes, you will. But are you gonna do that alone? I'm not gonna stay
Yes,
up
I am.
till
The Keeleys.
2 a.m. or so to watch the
Summer
Keeleys.
Keeleys.
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow morning. And then Sunday, the big Xbox showcase, which everyone's excited for, right? So it's a
Yeah.
great week for doing a podcast, and of course you'll be live streaming the Summer Game Fest right
Yep.
after this podcast. Then on Sunday, we are not going to stream the showcase itself, but we will be here as soon as the Xbox showcase and Gears
I'll be
Direct.
streaming the showcase
Oh,
and
you
then
will be
coming straight onto the.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You will be streaming that.
Yeah.
Then we are going to jump into a podcast after the showcase and the Gears Direct ends right here to
Correct. Yeah.
discuss everything, right? And that's gonna be a fun one. So I hope to see you guys around in the next couple of days because there's lots to cover. But first, Dutch, I haven't even welcomed our awesome community. So, guys, a big welcome to this awesome gaming week. I hope everyone's doing well. A big welcome to everyone who listens after the fact, either here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you are listening. A big welcome. And Dutch, my man, how are you doing today?
Very tired, but I'm good. I've got lots of caffeine ready.
All right.
For the two shows, I've got an iced coffee here, and then I've also got a flask of coffee ready for watching SGF.
There you go.
Which will be still boiling hot. So I'll keep me going until Summer Snooze Fest is finished.
Yes.
But we'll discuss what we expect to see on there after we've discussed Sony State of Play and Xbox Showcase and things like that. So
yeah,
but yeah, I'm good otherwise. And obviously, as people may or may not have seen, I have a new bit of technology in the background.
Yes, you do. And we're gonna talk about that in a second, Dutch. But before we dive into everything, I need to shout out a couple of supporters of this channel. Rave Demos became a channel member before we even started this show. So a big thank you for supporting that. Then we have H. Julia, who sends a channel member chat for being a channel member for 28 months and says simply hello. And a big hello to you as well. Hope you're doing well. And then we have the Sith Lord sending in a channel member chat for being a channel member for 45 months. And he says, hi guys, welcome back. Xbox 25 starts now. Yes, indeed, it does. It does. On Sunday, showcase, Xbox showcase in the year of the 25th anniversary. It's gonna be awesome, and we will definitely talk about what to expect during this podcast here today. But first, Dutch, of course, we need to talk about the most important thing in gaming, and that are, of course, the games that we are playing.
Yes.
So, you have bought an Xbox LE, but not the Xbox LE X, right?
Nope. I got it cheap.
The S
so my boss
cheaped out, dude.
Yeah, well, no, there was a reason for that. So my boss bought one for his son, and he played it twice since Christmas.
Okay. And so you got it.
And it's still in the box. It hadn't even been charged or anything because he didn't need it because he hadn't played it that long. He's still pretty young. He's like probably younger than your boys, so it's a bit too fiddly for someone that young, as you can probably imagine. Especially as we've been discussing optimizing games for certain things and tweaking settings and things. So, no, got it discounted, so I didn't get it the full price, which is good. And I haven't even needed to pay for it yet. Just obviously perks of the company, just out of future commission. So nice and easy. But yeah, it's definitely a good bit of kit. What I have noticed, however, how through fiddling, and we discussed this before the show started, about reviews for technology and not truly being transparent about what certain bit of equipment can do. And while the regular Xbox LE is good for certain things, it does definitely severely lack in the power in order to run some AAA games, and including Forza Horizon 6. Despite a lot of forums saying that it runs really well on there, it doesn't. Trust me, I have went through every fiddly setting. I've put it on the lowest of the low, which you would think would run well, but it doesn't. There's a lot of stuttering. There's a lot of pop-in, and it just doesn't run great. Not enough to enjoy a game like that. Like if you're in desperate need to play Forza for some reason, then just do console streaming, because do not play it natively on that equipment as yet, unless they feature optimize it even more in order to run well on the regularly. It's not great. That said, there are certain games that run well, as I've mentioned before the show as well. Outer Worlds 2 runs really well. Shadow of the Tomb Raider runs really well. Diablo runs really well. So there are certain games that run exceptionally on it that you would go, "Ooh, okay, I didn't expect that to run well."
Yeah.
Another one as well by the makers of Sniper Elite. What was that game? It was a bit of a Fallout style game that they did.
Outer Worlds?
No, by the makers of Sniper Elite.
I'm not sure which game you're referring to.
I might be able to tell you.
Okay.
So, but that runs really well as well, surprisingly. So, based on that, I would imagine the Sniper Elites play really well. Also, on top of that, additionally to that, funnily enough, the Steam version of Final Fantasy VII Remake runs well, but the Xbox version of Final Fantasy VII Remake does not, or the Xbox PC
weird.
version.
Yeah.
So there's like little weird to's and fro's each time, and as you've mentioned before, some of the Xbox optimized settings that it comes preloaded with when you install some of these games aren't the best, and you have to switch that off and try and run your own settings, which actually makes it run better. So I did that for every game. So I'm kind of still going through and finding which games run best, etc. And I still haven't got a memory card and anything for it, like an SD card.
I don't have a memory card either, but I'm good with the 1 terabyte SSD in there. So
I don't think that has 1 terabyte either. I think that's got 500.
That could be.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised because like I said before the show to you, I'm super surprised about the LEX whenever I play it. But of course, there has to be a difference if you look at the price delta in between
pricing
the two.
Difference.
But
we noticed straight away when you were showing settings between each other, because it was like, oh, why don't you put it in boost mode? Like boost mode's like 35 watt, and I'm like, no, my boost mode's 20, which is your standard.
Yeah. It's my power save mode.
Yeah, it's your power save mode. My power save mode's like 7 watt, and my boost mode's 20, and my regular's 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that shows the significant difference just on power outage as well for these two machines.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actual capabilities as well, there is a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
However, as I mentioned as well, console streaming, especially if you're in the house or over Wi-Fi, console streaming is flawless, which is great.
Yeah.
Which also allows me to play the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake and Forza Horizon 6 in their full quality glory at 60 frames without lag, having no issues on the screen. So it even looks much better than it would have done even if I was playing that game natively, because of course it's at its full tilt version.
Absolutely. That's why I use remote streaming or console streaming quite a
in the
lot
house.
if I'm at home on
Yeah.
the alley. The lag is insanely low, and it's it's a perfect way to save battery, right? Because
Yeah,
I don't know
also
about your
significant
LES.
difference.
I'm just gonna call it the LES, right? But
yeah,
on my LEX, I can do at least 5 hours of console streaming with the battery life, which is pretty
at
fantastic.
least I noticed it was barely. I mean, on that, I know it was just barely running down, like barely running down. It was getting like an hour or something, and it was like 15% down. I was like, God, that's really good compared to natively. I was playing for like maybe an hour, and it was already down to 50%, if not less. And I was like, "Woo!" I was like, "Oh God." So yeah, it allows, especially in the house, it allows you to play significantly longer on the battery.
Yeah.
But
good stuff.
It's not all negative.
What did you actually play then? Because we haven't talked about that yet.
Exactly. No, I have played
ask
quite a bit, to be fair.
One moment.
Yes.
One moment before you get going with your game rotation list.
Yes.
I need to shout out H. Julia,
super.
who sends in €6, €5.99 super chat and says, "Today was an expensive day for me. I have to buy a new Switch too. I'm very
what happened
sorry
to the old one?
That. What happened? What happened? Let us know. That sucks. Did yours break down?"
Oh. Yeah, no, that would be the first one I've heard of to break down, to be fair. Yeah. So I hope that is the case, and at least we can kind of know about it.
Absolutely.
Yep, thanks for that super chat, though.
Everyone in the chat.
Sorted.
Did I miss one? I hate when I think I covered it.
I think you covered it.
I think I covered that.
Yeah, you've got everything,
I got everything. So let us know in the chat what you guys have been playing, and Dutch, so what kept you busy, man? What did you actually now play on the alley? And of course,
I have played a lot on the alley, believe it or not. Because, of course, thankfully going through testing, I was like, right, let's install quite a few games here and kind of test it out. I have, actually, I haven't booted up yet. Let's put it up in the background. It's been charging. But yes, I have played a fair few games, to be fair. So, as I mentioned, tested Forza Horizon, then uninstalled it, tested Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then uninstalled the Xbox version. I currently have Outer Worlds 2 in there, and I've been playing a bit more of Outer Worlds 2, and I'm kind of dropping into that every now and again.
So what are your thoughts?
Outer Worlds, it's more of the same.
Yeah.
More of the same, which is good. I'm still plowing through it. I've only got maybe 2 hours into it or something on the alley so far. But it is a good game. I don't know. I haven't got far enough into it to say whether or not I like it as good as the first game. So I'll kind of hold that thought. But no, looks good, runs good, plays well. I haven't got into all of the perks and things that they've added to this one to have creaky knees and things like that, like they advertise. So I haven't got far enough to kind of talk about that yet. But no, it is good so far. It is good so far. I also started playing Echo Generation 2, which is super interesting. So for anybody who played Echo Generation 1, which was a turn-based RPG and like the voxel art, which is like the cube art, this one's still a turn-based RPG, but they've added kind of a card game mechanic to it as well. not to the point where you think, okay, well, I have to use my cards and like choose the build, etc. The cards are actually more your abilities and what additionals you get during battle. So whether or not you get this attack or this attack or this attack or add this healing power or such and such. So it's interesting, and they've kind of, for the story of it, they've went into a kind of a route where you do sections of character story, and then it goes into the next character. So you do like 2 sections of one character, and then it goes to another character, and he's got his chapters, and then another character, and they've got the chapters, and then they all meet in the middle for the final couple of chapters, and then you go off to face the final boss. But no, it's super interesting so far. It's again a very pretty game. It runs tremendously on the alley, which is nice. Actually, there's another game that doesn't run too great on there as well that I was expecting to run well on there. The game we played in Gamescom.
Towerborn.
Yeah. That does not run great on there.
Okay.
And it doesn't look great on there either.
Game, right?
No. Which is surprising. That was one where I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect for handheld. And I installed it and I was like, no, not really. No. Yeah. And you turn, especially if you don't want to be turning all the settings down in a game like Towerborn, because it's more hand painted art and things like that. And when you start to turn down the graphical settings in a game like Towerborn, it looks like super pixelated, and it looks a bit nasty. And it's like performance wise, it doesn't run too great either. So I was quite disappointed in that one, to be fair, because I was like, if anything, I would expect this to run well. But I think some of the optimization of some. The one frustrating thing about that machine is, and probably why people have, again, all generation people have been frustrated about this thing here, is the optimization by Xbox themselves for their own games. For the most part, they've got the Series S running really well on most of their games and looking great. But it feels like the Ali S is kind of an afterthought for optimization for them. If you read any article about best optimized settings for the Xbox Ali, it always comes up with the Ali X. And if you go even into the official forums about best optimized settings for games on the Ali, they will always just refer to the Ali X, not the Ali S. So I think the S, that has been an afterthought in terms of optimization.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
which is
you're the only one I know who owns one. Everyone else has the X.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but this is the one thing that frustrates you sometimes about Xbox themselves, is if it's your product and these are your games, even if other games, third-party games, don't run particularly well, the one thing I expect is the Ali to be able to handle Xbox games well. Even if it's on low settings, to be able to run smoothly, I don't care. As long as it runs smoothly on low settings, then so be it. But if it's not doing that and games still look like shit, then I'm like, come on. Like, at least put a little bit of effort, because some people can't afford the big gun one.
Yeah.
And they might opt to choose the smaller one, in which case they are restricted to things like console streaming if their network allows it.
Yeah.
Because they can't play these games natively. But that aside, anyway, I also played. I'm going to take it down a second, actually, while we talk about it.
So, in the meantime, while you turn that up, Julia replied, what happened with the Switch 2? The nephew broke the screen. That sucks, man. That sucks.
Very.
Super annoying when something like that happened.
Yeah, not good at all.
I had things broken by my kids as well. I know the feeling. Yeah. Right. While you're looking, let's see what the community has been playing. So Luke is in the chat, and he has been playing Forza Horizon 6 on the Legion Go 2. He says super nice on that. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, that's a great handheld, by the way. The Big Bridge.
Haven't they just announced a new one? Is it them or somebody else? That's like unbelievably powerful, but it's also 1,600 quid.
Yeah. I know which one you mean.
It's got like 32 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, that's a beast for a handheld, but 1,600 quid is also a beast of an investment.
Beast
you
of
can get
a price.
Good,
Yeah.
powerful gaming laptop for that.
Yeah. True. Very true. The Big Bridge has been playing Killzone Mercenary. And he started The Witcher 3 for the very first time. Oh, man.
Very first time? Oh, my God.
I've seen a lot of people play The Witcher 3 again lately.
In anticipation for next year?
Yeah. I mean, I get that, and I'm always glad when people play The Witcher 3. But the DLC is a year out. So I'm also going to do a replay, but a little closer to when the DLC actually comes out. Desi has been playing Forza Horizon 6 on PC, even though he bought a physical copy. Nice. Petio is also in the chat and has been playing Forza Horizon 6, and he loves that game.
Of course he does. He's going to have 1,000G on that once. Have they nerfed that really ridiculous online achievement yet? That takes you 1,000 hours?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah. Julia has been playing James Bond First Light. Very good choice. Very, very good choice. And Forza Horizon 6.
I'll play that when it goes on sale, but not before.
Yeah. So, sorry, I used
that's all right.
that.
I found my list now.
Now, there you go.
So I've also got a couple of others. So I've naturally, because it's a handheld and I can play my RPGs on it, and I have a whole back catalogue of classics I can play. I installed Final Fantasy IX to play through again.
Of course.
Woohoo! I've installed Legends of Mana, ready to go. I've been playing even more Replaced as well, which runs fantastically on the regular. So yeah, that's fantastic. Again, cool little storyline. Very simplistic gameplay, but really cool.
Yeah, I also enjoyed it.
World, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a super nice game. Ni no Kuni 2, Wrath of the White Witch. I've reinstalled because I was playing that on Xbox, and then things got in the way and I didn't end up playing through it. It's again an old RPG, but it's I forgot the art style that they call it as well. But yeah, super cool art style, and now I've got it installed on there. Playing it handheld means I can get more time to play some of the games that I don't usually play when I'm on the big screen, or if I'm trying to get through some bigger games on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's quite a few on there. I've also got Planet of Lana 2 installed, which I have played a little bit of, but I haven't dived back into recently. Nice. And most importantly, on the hope that we get to see the next one over the next couple of days, I've started my playthroughs of Final Fantasy VII Remake and then Rebirth, ready for the next one on Xbox.
Sweet. Quite the playlist you got there, man.
Yes. As I've a little bit back into my gaming senses now, thank God, and I have a multitude of ways to do it where I don't have to sit in front of a telly now, so I can play Xbox games anywhere around the house without sitting in front of an Xbox. I can play Switch games anywhere around the house without sitting. I refuse to buy the handheld for this though, because that is just a paperweight that allows you to remote stream from your house. So, but yeah, a lot. So I'm having fun. So what have you been playing, Boxy?
So what have I been playing? You know, since I was on vacation, I played only on the LE. And Rock LE X, right? And I did a full playthrough of 007 First Light.
Nice.
on the LE, and it is an absolute fantastic game.
In all fairness, I've heard nothing but good things
Yeah.
about it. Even if I'm not personally interested in it immediately, I've heard nothing but good things.
It is truly a fantastic game, and I've seen a lot of people place it as a potential Game of the Year contender, and I would absolutely agree there. The game is phenomenal from start to finish. It is basically an Uncharted game set in a Bond universe.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of comparisons from people to Hitman. I don't see that at all. Honestly, it is nothing like. Even the stealth sections are nothing like a Hitman. It is Uncharted with a little bit of Splinter Cell sprinkled in, and it is the best Bond story in a long, long time, probably since Casino Royale. Honestly, the story is fantastic. It has everything you need from a Bond story, right? It's got great pacing in between story bits, in between action sequences with great set pieces, with slower segments where you kind of need to figure a couple of things out and be undercover, and it is just a great mix of those segments, some incredible set pieces, real true cinema, honestly, and I had an absolute blast playing through that game. Unfortunately, I was not able to record any footage because, again, I did the entire playthrough on the LE whilst on vacation in Croatia. But it was an absolute fantastic game, and it deserves all the praise it got. So yeah, I have been playing that. I also played a little bit of Forza 6, Horizon 6. Not as much as I intended to, but 007 had me completely hooked. Completely. Then I also booted up Starfield, and I haven't played the latest DLC, Terra Armada, right? I played a little bit of that, but only like maybe the first 2 hours or so. And it's good. It's more Starfield. It's great. And then earlier today, I actually started with Final Fantasy Rebirth on Xbox. I've only
I'm
played...
actually itching. I'm really itching to jump into that because we've had this debate before where we think, oh, which one's the more favourite that you've played and I've played. You love Remake more than you did love Rebirth, whereas I liked Rebirth more than I liked Remake.
Yeah.
So I'm itching to play the second, but I need to get through this one again first. So just have to bide my time.
Yes.
It's installed, it's ready to go, but I'm like, no, I can't. I've got to play this one through first.
It's funny because originally I didn't intend to buy the Final Fantasy VII games again on Xbox, because I do already own them on PlayStation. I played both of them on PlayStation and enjoyed them very much. But for some reason, when was it, in January or so, the remake came out. I don't know. It just got me, and I thought, okay, this way I can play it also on the ROG Xbox LE. And I bought it again, and it was completely immersed again. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is just an amazing game. And so I said, what the hell? I'm going to buy the Rebirth as well again. So I do own the complete collection on Xbox. I haven't played it on the LE yet. I haven't installed there, but I started today. I only had like 2 hours or so to play today. And it is as good. It is still a good game, right? Even though I stand by my statement, the first remake is better than part 2. but it's still a great game, and it looks and runs well on Xbox. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a full playthrough there again. So yeah, that
I think, yeah, we can always debate, I think, the story points and how they did the story in each of them. And I think, for me, just as a gameplay perspective, I just preferred the gameplay that they did in the second one with the synergy attacks and being actually a bit more open world and having like secret places to go to a little bit more so than you did in the remake.
while that is all
Just like I
good,
said, just
I just thought Rebirth had a few pacing issues. You know, there were these
yeah,
like
the gold
forced
saucer
mini
section.
games and shit.
Yeah.
But overall, still
The
a
good
good.
thing is, if anybody's been paying attention to the interviews with the Final Fantasy creators, they've heard that major complaint about that particular section and the forced, especially for people who do the trophies and achievements for it, where some of them are like ridiculously, like you just wouldn't do them. Like some of the mini games are like essential to get the platinum or 1000G, and they're like, yeah, we've heard it, and we're not. We're going to more refine it so the achievements are fun to get and not just like pain. So hopefully, and again, I think they're just going to arch away. We've got past the gold saucer section now, anyway. So that means we should theoretically have significantly less mini games in the final chapter.
Yeah,
which is good.
Which is good. So yeah,
but yeah. Fantastic games nonetheless, though.
Absolutely. All right, Dutch. Let me just check the chat. Did we miss someone? Yes. Luke has been playing 007 as well. Forza Horizon 6, Lego, Batman, and Mina the Howler. Follower. Yeah. That's from the Shovel Knight developer.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not sold yet, even though I enjoyed Shovel Knight, but I've seen a couple of gameplay snippets from Mina, and I'm not really convinced. Too much other stuff to play right now. So, Paul AVC says Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is 70 hours, so he's just going to do an hour each evening. Yeah. So we see you in 2 months then.
Yeah.
All right, Dutch. Let's get into some topics.
Yes.
Before we get to the Xbox predictions and expectations and all the stuff around the Xbox showcase, we already had a showcase, or well, a state of play.
Kind of.
Kind of a showcase. From Sony. Hang on, I'm a little distracted here. There we go. So, state of play earlier this week on Tuesday night, we had that. It was a little bit surprising to me that they would do one in showcase week and still call it state of play and not the PlayStation showcase or something, which prior to the show led me to believe that they've just gotten rid of anything being labeled as a showcase, and they just label everything a state of play and then have smaller ones maybe scattered throughout the year and a bigger one. And they actually promised us a bigger one, and from pure runtime it was a bigger one, right? Went 75 minutes or so, which is pretty good. So before we go through some of the games that they've announced, Dutch, what was your overall impression or thought about this showcase or state of play?
Believe it or not, it's semi-positive. I give it a B minus on the grading score, a B minus, and that was simply because not as much the content that appeals to me, but the content in general overall was good. There was a few good things in there, especially from a third-party perspective and a multi-platform perspective that we both enjoyed. We've spoke about this behind closed doors. But there were games in there that were announced that I'm looking forward to. So from a purely game showing off perspective and ones that I haven't seen before, there were some new titles in there that I'm looking forward to that look great.
That's true.
From a back end perspective, though, there are also some things in there that I was like, oh, not again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I wouldn't rate it a B.
Yeah.
It's not so much that there were not great games in there, right?
Yeah.
And we'll go through them. I mean, Wolverine, Tomb Raider, and so on, all good stuff.
Yeah.
There was really nothing new. We knew about all these games, and it was just more or less an update on those. That's the one part, except the finisher, which was God of War. And that's one of the two complaints I have. For a showcase in showcase season, right? I want a few new announcements. Something that surprised me that I didn't expect to be in there. Something, just where I say, okay, cool, that's coming. And I really didn't have that moment. Except maybe with God of War at the very, very tail end. But then, so that's the one thing. And the second thing is, and we've talked about this on the podcast numerous times, right? The roadmap for PlayStation is really dry.
Bone dry.
Yep. And for a state of play like that in showcase season, yeah, you can label it state of play all you want. At the end of the day, you're launching along with Summer Game Fest, with PC, the PC showcase, with the Xbox showcase, and so on. You're doing a show during showcase season, and that's for laying out your roadmap. And almost everything we've seen, except the first and the last game, right, of the show, were not first-party games. And since I do not expect God of War to launch next year, because if they would target a 27 release, they would have at least put that in coming in 27. But they didn't, right? And so I'm still sitting here. When will I be turning my PlayStation 5 on after Wolverine? Because Intergalactic is years out, right? Mm-hmm. God of War is also probably at least 2 years out. I'm still left after this showcase with, okay, PlayStation's roadmap is dry.
Yeah.
It's not that they haven't shown great games, but some of the best games in the showcase are multi-platform titles that we have already seen. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? And so, yeah, it is. I have mixed feelings about this. Of course, I liked a lot of the games that I've seen, but I've seen them already. And and it's multi-platform stuff. And what I want from a state of play in showcase season is I want to see what's the roadmap for PlayStation. And I did not see that. So, yeah,
I was kind of not expecting it either, though, and that's only because I'm pessimistic towards PlayStation these days.
Yeah,
gone are the days we kind of all have accepted now, a bit like we accepted Xbox being multi-platform.
Yeah,
we kind of expect every PlayStation showcase to not give us much.
Yeah.
My biggest thing about it, though, was there was a big middle section where every game seemed to be a hack and slash. I was like,
that's true.
There's only so many times you can show me ultimately the same game by a different developer.
Yeah.
Before I'm like, there's too many of these being announced at the same time.
Yeah.
Far too many.
Absolutely.
There was like
Phantom
six, at
Blade,
least 5 or
Dynasty
6 if not more.
Warriors, Onimusha, and so on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, back to back to back to back. I was like, right, okay, there's enough. Like, there's enough. There's far
Yeah.
too many. One's enough. Never mind 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one thing that kind of ground me as well in the middle. I was like, right, okay, there's
Yeah.
too many of the same thing here, and
Yeah.
that's what kind of PlayStation have at the moment. Like, there's so many of the same kind of game that they're making. It's like, oh, we're going to make this game, and we're going to make so many of these games, or even if they don't, they partner with other people that are making it for them
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
making it on there. It's like, oh god, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's too many of these. Like, I understand people like hack and slash games and beat 'em ups and things like that, but this is. It's like when everyone did Souls stuff again.
Yeah.
It was like, not everything needs to be a Souls game. Not everything needs to be a hack and slash. Like, be inventive, do something new, create
True.
something different.
True.
But yeah, I also we're touching on kind of a couple of the key games, key announcements here.
All right, let's go through some. They opened with
Yeah.
Wolverine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I really liked what I've seen. Let me put that up front. But we've seen it before, right? We have seen.
I also, yeah, I want to touch on Wolverine as well, though, because I still feel, even though it is bloody, there are some things in there that's like an oversight, like
What do you mean?
a regenerative suit on Wolverine. So when he gets damaged, his suit regenerates. Why?
Because you would run after the first guy you killed, blood covered through the entire game.
Yeah, of course, if he regenerates, that's fine, but and obviously blood maybe drip off or get clean or something like that, but at least have some wear and tear on the armor. Even if you got into a section there and he like pulls himself together and gets himself tidied up and things, whatever it is, some other mechanic in game that allows him to kind of change his suit or tidy his suit up a bit or get it fixed, whatever. Just a little bit more inventive than just have a regenerative suit. Secondly, and again I was nitpicking on it here, but I feel like Insomniac. Again, without Insomniac, this generation, Sony would be absolutely in the dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. They are
Completely
carrying
and
this
utterly in the
entire
dirt.
generation for them.
And it's I feel sorry for them as well, because ultimately, when you have a look at Wolverine, I feel like Insomniac have kind of turned into a one-trick pony. They've kind of done it's ultimately that. If you have a look at that versus Spider-Man, ultimately, yes, the traversal's different, but ultimately the game's the same. It looks the same. It kind of feels like they don't really have to do too much in order to change. Okay, let's just change it to this character instead and add his mechanics.
I did
this
not
character
get that feeling at all.
And then there was one final thing before I jump in there.
All right.
The thing that I don't like is that whole when he goes into whether it's rage mode or super power mode or whatever it is, and the whole screen apart from him and the other character goes into grayscale sepia tone. I was like, oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Can I turn that off? Like, if he's doing his super moves and things like that, I'd just rather the entire thing was still in colour than go into this weird like predator mode where everything turns black and grey, and then he goes into like chromatic aberration mode. It's like I say, nitpicky things. The game looks cool. I'll still play it, but and then again on the gore side, sometimes the gore would look like it was super gory, and other times it didn't make much sense. Like some guy would like chop his head off and and another guy would like slash his face 3 times and then nothing happened. I'm like, it's like a really inconsistent dismemberment model going on here.
See, I'm not with you on this. Let me start with the Insomniac thing. The way you phrased it, and I'm paraphrasing now, is basically they have their own Ubisoft formula and they're applying it to every game, and I really don't see that. I mean, the Spider-Man games, obviously, of course, the jump from Spider-Man 1 to 2, but that's for me totally fine because it is a successor to her game, right? Ratchet and Clank was quite different. And
Sunset Overdrive was not.
so, yeah, okay, but that's so old. I wouldn't put it in this discussion. But yeah, I mean, Sunset Overdrive was a mix, right, of Ratchet and what later became
Spidey.
then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
it's not like not to say that they're not.
I expected
it's bad mechanics. It's not like It's not saying it's
no,
a bad
it's not.
thing. The problem is that
that's the other
yeah
thing. We are not getting like every year the same game from them. That's really not the case, right? No. I mean, over the last 6 years, we got 2 Spider-Mans and the and Ratchet and Clank, and then now this year a Wolverine, and and I was a little skeptical from the first trailer that they've shown last year, right? That it really is more of the Spider-Man formula, but this one was more like reminded me a little bit more of the original God of War trilogy than of Spider-Man, to be honest. You had these, it's more linear, right? You have these
a lot more QTEs.
You have these scripted events, press a button to execute someone or whatever. And I actually like that, right? That sets it a little bit apart from Spider-Man. Also, the combat did look quite different. While the Spider-Man games were like basically copying the Arkham free flow fighting system, right? This looked rather different than that. Of course, it's still an action game, right? And it's still you can tell it's an Insomniac game, but there were enough things for me to set it apart from Spider-Man, and I really liked that about Wolverine and what they've shown. I also like the way how they've shown it, right? Not like they've shown it previously, where you only get like 5 seconds, 10 seconds of gameplay, and then move.
You get a good mix. Yeah,
and they've shown like really continued gameplay in basically one entire mission. I like that. I like the tone. It's it's way more gory, obviously, than Spider-Man. And I think I'm gonna really enjoy that. It's probably a more linear story and a more linear game than the Spider-Mans were. I mean, Spider-Man was still a linear story. It wasn't like you had to make choices that impacted the story, but you know what I mean. So I'm on board with Wolverine. I really like that game from what they've shown, and I will be definitely buying that day one in September. So yeah. By the way, September. How crazy is September? Like almost every game that I got a date in that showcase was and it's coming in September, right?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of movement. I think there's going to be a lot of movement there.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I can only encourage developers, if they need to release it this year, then rather go up against GTA in November than to release something in September now. There are tons of games, bigger games, that will completely get crushed. Control is one of them.
I mean, I'm not interested in Control at all.
Me personally, neither. However, you can't say, well, it's a Remedy game, right? And it has this buzz around it, but it will completely get destroyed in September. There's no chance that Control is going to be a success, and 2 months after launch, nobody's going to talk about this anymore. This is and I feel like a lot of games in September will suffer a very similar fate, because if you release like 3 major games a week, and that's what we are talking now about in September, right? It's so a couple of games will get moved out, but a lot of games will not be able to move out, because we always say that, like, it's just, then we release our game 6 months later, no problem. Most developers cannot afford that, right? That's not how it works. And a lot of people will have to release it in this holiday season, And everyone's so afraid of GTA that they all moved to September. So expect a lot of either those who can afford it will delay, like Fable did, right? And yeah, don't get me started.
That was the big one that I was really looking forward to.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I'm like, you motherfuckers. I can't believe you've done that.
At this point, honestly, you can't tell me move it up front. Release it like you suggested a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, right? To July. The game has been really in development since 2017. People were not believing me when I posted this online on Twitter, but I was really researching that. In the fall, in August of 2017, Playground Games confirmed that they have set up a second studio or a second team working on an action RPG. At the point, they didn't say it's Fable, but they said we are actively working on an action RPG, which then obviously in 2020 was announced to be Fable. But that means, dude, this game has been in development for 9 freaking years. And they release it now in 2027. That makes it a decade of development. You can't tell me that this doesn't give you the headroom to move it up to 3 months. This is ridiculous. Anyway.
Yep.
We are not going to change that, and we were not talking about that. Before I get too much into my rant, let us get back to the state of play. So, Wolverine, for me personally, actually my highlight of the show. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I wouldn't say maybe because Tomb Raider also, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So then they had the Tokon Fighting Souls shown, this comic Marvel brawler kind of game.
A lot of people are looking forward to that, but I couldn't give it.
Who's looking forward to that? I haven't seen one single person. Is someone in the chat here looking forward to Tokon Fighting Souls? Because it's
Marvel. People like the Marvel fighters. It'll do well. Believe it or not. That'll do well.
I don't know.
Because it's Marvel and people like Marvel fighters.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what is doing well, or does doing well mean for such a game, right?
In the fighting genre, I would imagine probably maybe 3 to 5 million.
I can't imagine that game selling 3 million units. I can't see that. Not even with the Marvel tech.
You never know.
We never know. Let me shout out Pyro Matt, who sends in a super chat, a £2 super chat, and says, "I'm alive. Hi all." Hey, buddy, great to see you. We haven't seen you around in a bit. Hope you're doing well. All right, Dutch. Third game of the show, Rayman Legends Retold, October 1st. I'm hyped. Honestly, fantastic announcement.
I was like, ooh, a new Rayman. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Pre-ordered it on Xbox. I love Rayman.
It looks good.
It looks really good. I like what they've done with the 3D effects. I like that they added new content to it as well.
Like a little bit different of a platformer now, which is good. Kind of switched it around a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of evolving a bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely.
It looks good.
I will be playing that with the kids, and gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
All right.
That does look really good.
Then we had Banco the Chief. Not for me, honestly. It's this comic game.
Yeah.
And we had also Kemuri, one of the action hack and slash games you were talking about earlier, with a comic look in 2027. Then we had Tomb Raider, a Legacy of Atlantis, with a new trailer, and that game just looks
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I expect nothing less from Crystal Dynamics. Yes. They always make an absolutely beautiful Tomb Raider. It looks tremendous. It looks like it's went back to the style of the old games as well,
Yes, it is a
which is really
remake of
cool.
the
Yeah,
first one. So,
exactly.
but they nailed that tone. The visuals in Unreal 5 look absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Unfortunately, they also moved that out of this year into
yeah.
February to February 12th of 27.
Oh, of course they did. So Fable and Tomb Raider in the same month.
Yes, makes total sense, right? Um,
Fantastic.
yeah. Then we had The Lost Wild. It's a dinosaur game from Annapurna.
Yeah,
Look,
I've had this on my indie showcase for when I was doing it for a couple of years running. It wasn't even under Annapurna when it was first in development, so they've obviously picked it up.
Yeah.
And helped.
Yeah.
But it looks fantastic. It looks really good.
It
But
does.
it looked fantastic then as
It
well.
does.
So
It does.
that'll be good.
Absolutely. Then we had Phantom Blade Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Set for summer this year. Still no specific date, which is kind of weird since we are in June
Very
now,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
If you schedule your game for summer, give us a date. So I was thinking
Unless
maybe.
that's SGF.
Yes, exactly my thoughts. Maybe they're gonna announce.
Which is really weird. That's like when they did this whole Spider-Man thing last time.
Mm.
And like
Right.
showcased Spider-Man on
True.
State of Play.
Yeah.
And then Jeff announced the release date. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. But that
Weird.
does look good. It does look good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find if it does look good enough for me to find the time.
Nah, not for me.
Luke says in the chat it releases on October 2nd. Did they
Really?
announce a date?
Well,
Not
that's
during the
weird.
state of play. Must have missed it if they announced that afterwards.
So it's already moved out of the summer.
August is still.
October's
October.
not.
October. Yeah, October is not summer anymore.
Yeah, that was a quick delay.
Yeah. 29th of October, he says. Sorry. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah,
that's a quick delay.
That's a good spot because I know end of October is Call of Duty, but Call of Duty really isn't for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And especially since the target audience for Phantom Blade Zero is more like hardcore gamers, less so casuals, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you can definitely launch a game like that alongside a Call of Duty, and you still got a good 2 weeks till GTA comes out. So,
yeah.
All right. Then they shown Dune Awakening again for the 100th time. This time, they introduced that the game is now also having a single player mode.
Yeah.
Coming September 22nd, and honestly, that game looks terrible. I'm sorry.
Yep. It did. It did when it first released. I was like, when I was watching the showcase, I was like, I'm pretty sure this game's already out. And then it was like, because it's not already on console. That's why.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
it is. I don't know.
It didn't do well on PC. I'm pretty sure it's done.
Is it out on PC? Really?
Yeah, it's been out for ages. Yeah, it's been out for a while.
I must have missed that completely. That tells you something because I follow the news closely. Yeah, really didn't do anything, and
nope.
No, just a no. Then they've shown Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered coming later this year. No specific date. Later this year. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're into Dynasty Warriors, right? For a remake.
I played them when I was younger, but I'm not really bothered about playing them now.
Yeah. I honestly, what does later this year mean? I will be busy throughout this entire year with a lot of stuff.
Bigger and better games.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but I know this sounds so weird, but I don't have time for mediocre games anymore.
Nope.
I just
Nope.
don't. It's it is what it is. We have so many great games coming out that I barely can keep up with those.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for mediocre games.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of which, no rest for the wicked. They announced it for October 22nd, the full release. It has been out on PC for 2 years now in early access, right? It's only coming to PC and PlayStation. They are not doing an Xbox release. Thomas Mahler, the head of Moon Studios, came out and said that's because it's so hard to optimize for Series S, right? And I was like, okay, we are here again, blaming it on Series S, right?
Yeah, Rebirth works fine. Cyberpunk works fine. Remake works fine. Forza runs fine.
Even
Like all
Black
these games
Myth
were well optimized.
Remember Black Myth
Black Myth
Wukong?
Wukong.
Where they also blamed that on the Series S, and now it runs perfectly fine on that thing. I'm just like, I really
Like the base requirements for that game on PC, I'm sure are like a 1080.
yeah.
So come on, guys. We're not born yesterday.
Yeah, no, we are not. And honestly, I had so much good faith.
I just have a disliking for the Moon Studios boss. I think he's just.
That's what I was about to say. I had really so much good faith for Moon Studios after the Ori games, which I absolutely loved, right? And it's the Ori games were so phenomenal good games, and ever since they started this journey with no rest for the wicked, I'm just completely annoyed by this Thomas Mahler guy. Whenever he speaks, he's so condescending. He's really like, there are just certain things you don't do as a CEO. Begging for people to buy the game because otherwise they shut everything down and stuff like that.
I can understand why Microsoft cut ties with them.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. I was like, at the time, I was like, what is Microsoft doing? Why are they cutting off Moon Studios that gave them Ori? Such insanely good games, right? Why are they cutting them off? But seeing how this guy behaved over the last couple of years now, and I bought actually No Rest for the Wicked in early access because I had so much good faith in them, right? And when it came out in early access 2 years ago, I was like, this is the worst example of how you do early access. There was barely any content. It was basically the prologue and parts of the first act, and that's it. That was the content. You were done in like 10 hours, and then okay. I know you're not getting the full game usually with early access, but come on, there was no end game. There was nothing. You just had to stop playing the game. And that's how they started early access. And ever since, they have been so lackluster in supporting this game in early access. And honestly, it wasn't that good. The 10 hours or so I've played were okay. It looks pretty. It's a beautiful art style. They basically transferred the colorful art style of Ori into a Diablo-like look, right? Which is about the best thing I can say. I mean, I haven't played it ever since, honestly. So I'm not sure in how the game is today, but what I've played the first 10 hours or so when they launched in early access, it was unfairly difficult. I'm not against challenging games. I love games like Elden Ring, which also do provide a certain challenge. But this game was just unfair, you know? And So it's not a big miss from what I can say for Xbox people, but still it is a weird and bad look, honestly.
Why don't you just come out and say we've got timed exclusivity with PlayStation?
Yeah, exactly.
Just say
Yeah.
it. Just say it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but
Pyro,
and then he's like, oh well, Xbox and Switch will be launching at a
yeah,
different time. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm sorry,
yeah,
but however, Rebirth can launch day and date on Switch and Xbox when that drops.
yeah. I mean, he said once they get the Series S version running, they are launching it on Xbox or something along these lines. But yeah, Pyro Mad, who by the way just became a channel member. Thanks so much for the support. He says Thomas Mahler is still upset that Phil Spencer dropped Moon Studios' partnership due to comments about Ori not being on PlayStation 4 and the oppressive atmosphere at the studios. And honestly, from how he behaves on social medias and how he treats his community and
Yeah,
how condescending his comments are, I can only imagine how he runs this studio.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Onimusha was then shown from Capcom, coming September 25th. A demo is out now, by the way. And what can I say, man? Capcom is on a roll this year, right? In between Resident Evil, Pragmata, and Onimusha. This is an insane year for Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
It's another September release, though. I hope I can find the time. Then they shown Silent Hill Townfall, also coming
That looked
September 24th. Yeah, it
good.
did.
Yeah, that looks good.
Absolutely. But let me tell you, that's another one that will get
Get eaten alive.
buried in September, right? And these
Yeah.
are the kind of games similar to Control that kind of live off their word to mouth viral marketing, you know.
Yeah.
A Silent Hill is not gonna get like a traditional big marketing budget or anything. And so you
Nope.
basically live off the fact that on launch day, a lot of people buy it, play it, talk about it on social media, and that gets the ball rolling. And this is
Yeah.
what is not going to happen in September for a Control, for a Silent Hill, for a couple of other games. And that's unfortunate because Silent Hill actually really look good. Yeah.
It does.
Ace Combat, Wings of Thieves, was announced. Coming October 2nd. Just barely missed September, but it's also one of these games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm personally, they must have some fan base because I don't know how they've got to 8.
Oh, the Ace Combat fans do have a pretty good following, especially across Europe. It's one of these games that is significantly more successful in Europe than it is in the US for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does have its following. Dutch Stuntman Hollywood was announced.
Yeah.
From Saber Interactive. This with Knight Rider and Back to the Future in it.
Yep. And there was so many I noticed straight away. It was Knight Rider, Back to the Future, Death Race. There was loads in there.
Good stuff. They haven't given a release date yet. Don't launch it in September. My personal recommendation. You get it for free. Shout out to Pyro, who sends in a £2 super chat. if I'm not asleep, I'll be at Dutch's Summer Game Fest stream. Yeah, same here.
Thanks, Pyro.
Same here.
I'll be. I've got coffee ready for it, so if I'm not asleep, I'll be watching it as well.
Yeah.
On stream, I'll be like,
Yeah. Luke in the chat says Ace Combat 7 sold over 7 million copies. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Christ.
It does have its following, and
I mean, it looks good. It did look like, from a graphical perspective and a gameplay perspective, it looks cool. But I'm just so surprised at how that is still so popular.
yeah. It is a little bit like with the flight sim. It does just have its community, right?
Yeah.
All right. Then they announced Ill, a first-person horror game coming next
Again,
year.
another one that's been picked up since, because I've had that showcased on Indie Game Showcase for a number of years. And that one's also being picked up by a big publisher, or bigger publisher.
Yeah.
Since its original inception. And it's significantly improved, because it wasn't anywhere close to that since when it first started.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got himself a little studio now. He's got himself some funding. He's definitely got himself some developers beside him.
Yeah.
It looks great, to be fair. It looks gory as hell. It looks great. It looks like an actual decent horror game. So fingers crossed that does well for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Then they have shown Control Resonant.
Pass.
Yeah, see, I don't know what it is with Remedy, but Remedy is for me like kind of a hit and miss. Well, they really didn't do hard misses, but I absolutely loved Max Payne back in the days from them, right?
I don't understand why they still haven't done another Quantum Break.
Yeah, I loved Quantum Break. I really loved Quantum Break. Then they came out with Control, the first one, right? Which wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't like everyone was so hyped about this, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. You can play through that. It's not a waste of time, but it's also not setting anything on fire, right?
Nope.
Then they came out with Alan Wake 2, which was, I don't know, it just didn't hook me. And now they come out with Control Resonant. I loved the original Alan Wake, though. I absolutely loved that. But 2 was okay again. Not like, wasn't super excited about it. Maybe it was just me not being in the right headspace for it, or I don't know. But
yeah.
So I'm not. And then they've shown Control Resonant with this melee combat style and everything, and honestly I'm not that interested, and I hope they do not take a too big of a hit on it when they release it in September, because I really want Remedy to stay around, right? But yeah, I'm not a big fan of what they've shown, and Control Resonant is for me maybe in a deep sale right now, but I have no intention.
I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else did they. Then they've shown Marathon. Yeah. Second season.
They announced a free-to-play weekend, which, in my opinion,
and then all the servers crashed.
When you need a free-to-play weekend in order to generate something, that kind of tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long they will keep that game alive.
Nope.
It's unfortunate.
I'm surprised it's lasted this long.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but that's probably just because they can't do another Concord, right?
Yeah.
Was it called Concord?
Yeah.
Yeah, Concord. But if that game makes it to season 3, I would be honestly surprised. And actually, from the few people that play it, I hear it's good. I haven't played it myself, but I've
got no interest in playing it.
I've seen people like Gas or Rand play it all the time and love it. It's
The
apparent.
one thing I don't like about the way that they advertise it is they advertise it as if there's some kind of existential story going on, and there is. It's a multiplayer game. It's essentially like a large arena-based multiplayer shooter.
Extraction shooter.
So like, let's not pretend there's a story. Like every time you show this game off on showcases, they pretend there's some kind of story going on. Come on. I didn't like it when they used to do it on Infinite, when they showcased like the new season for Infinite, and they made it out there was a story attached to each season. I was like, no, stop that! Come on,
come on. True that. Then they've shown a bunch of smaller indie stuff, and then actually one surprise was Until Dawn 2.
Yes, I didn't know that was Until Dawn, to be fair, when it first showed it off.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't expecting Until Dawn to be set on a tropical island and with lush colors and.
But one thing I noticed straight away though is when they was doing like recording and the things, and they were talking about the history of like areas, and I was like, all right, okay, so this is like a YouTube ghost hunt investigator kind of game.
Yeah.
And then they were like, then the guy falls off the cliff and splatters all over it and things like that. I'm like, okay. And then of course the guy pops up from Until Dawn. You're like, there he is. Right, okay, it's Until Dawn.
It's cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one. I'll play this one.
Me too. Absolutely. I agree. Definitely will be playing that. First one was really good. And then
I enjoyed all of those type of things. Like, there's been what do you call, what's that developer that does all of the different Until Dawn-esque?
Bluepoint.
No. It's not. They've done Directive 8020 or something recently.
Why am I blanking on the name? Anyway, someone in the chat might know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Until Dawn.
I like all them games, like little stories with like selection and characters die if you select the wrong one or not quick enough.
I like that genre. Really cool. It's great. So then they've shown God of War Lofi.
Yes, Lofi. This one set the internet on fire for both good and bad reasons.
Yeah. I mean, let me put it up front. A lot of people are complaining that you're not playing as Kratos, but as Freya, right? I don't care about that.
That doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me at all.
There's so many characters in that universe that you could play as ultimately any of them.
Yeah. That's not the issue I'm having. I just thought it was. I mean, it started.
It was the gelatinous cube, wasn't it? It was
yes,
the jelly
it was
cube.
the cube, dude. That's just silly, you know. God of War is such a mature and brutal world, and there's not really much room for humor in that universe, right? And it is so. It seems so silly to fight alongside a giant jelly cube, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sold. Will I play it? Of course. It's God of War.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna platinum it just like I did the other two.
Absolutely. But is it like? Did it set some? You know, when they back in 2016, when they've shown for the first time God of War again, they did it in a very similar way, right? They've shown a vertical slice of 10 minutes back in the time, 10 minutes of gameplay. This time it was almost 20 minutes. Vertical slice, okay, this is the game. And it was like for God of War 2018, which then came out 2 years later when they've originally shown it in 16, it was like, wow, right? They didn't have that super wow moment with Ragnarok, even though Ragnarok was fantastic, no doubt. But in terms of how they showed it off, because we all expected the game to look exactly like it did, right? And
Yeah.
was still a great game, though. Uh, and I actually like the idea of playing a different character now, and bringing this whole saga to closure with Freya being in the Everwen, right? And in God of War Ragnarok, there were these moments where Kratos was able to hear Freya, and he was like, "Am I going crazy or whatnot?" But now it turns out actually somehow she found a way to somehow get in contact with Kratos, and to bring this whole story to a closure. It's cool, um, and seeing the Egyptian God of War Sekhmeth, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly, in there. It's also kind of a hint to bridge it to the next mainline God of War, which is heavily rumored to be set in Egypt. Then, right? All good. I'm all fine, and I'm up for that. But making it so silly with the little, animal thing at the very beginning, I was already so, okay, that's the tone we're going for now. And then we have a talking cube that then suddenly fights alongside with you. It just doesn't fit. And so, am I still going to play it? Yes, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was some positives to come out of it. It looks pretty, absolutely. Gameplay wise, it looks fantastic. Her combat is significantly quicker than Kratos's. She's got her own version of the Chains of Olympus with that sword and the fact that she can pull forward and whip it and things like that, which is cool. So she's got her own kind of combat style, and it's significantly quicker. And she's got air combat, which is something Kratos didn't really have.
Yeah.
So she's able to kind of be a little bit more flexible and bounce around quite a bit, and that's a little bit more interesting from a gameplay perspective. From a story perspective, it's weird but interesting. But yeah, there are some things in there where you think, what the hell is that going to do with anything? Like a gelatinous cube. Like what? What is like? They have to come out in an interview and just explain what the hell that is.
Yeah.
To kind of try and make it make sense, so at least people can go, right, okay, that somewhat makes sense. Because this is a realm of dead gods, essentially. This is a realm of gods that are no longer on the physical plane. So if this gelatinous in this thing, the Egyptian god that she's fighting is telling her you don't realize what you're kind of wielding here, and you don't realize what you've let loose. So tell us, explain to us what this thing is and why it is so feared.
Yeah.
Because it needs for the audience to accept this gelatinous cube and talking ribbons. Tell us why it's feared, what universe this came from, what segment this has come from, because they kind of went down a Guardians of the Galaxy route here. And if you had a look at like the low faith thing, it's like space. So it's like, okay, so what route are we going down here? Like completely outside of the actual mythos thing here, and just completely going futuristic. But that wasn't the thing that wound me up the most about it. It's the concept again of showing these games off well before release. And I don't care what Jason Schreier said after the fact, saying, no, this game's going to be sooner. Well, I'm sorry, but Sony have said it's in development. They didn't put a 27 tag on. They didn't put a 28 tag on. Yeah. They didn't give a year. So until they say anything, I'm not going to take the thoughts of Jason Schreier, who ultimately will tell everybody it's sooner or tell everybody it's 27 and then come out for his own gain to release an article saying, oh, it's been delayed. They never announced a date to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating for me because one of the things that I was looking forward to most, Gelatinous Cube aside, was that game. I was like, oh, cool, a brand new God of War. I'm not really bothered about who it is in it. I just like this series. I want to know more about the characters, and I want to see how this plays out and what the story is about. And they're like, in development. I was like, oh, miles away. So ending on that, after you've already showed less, when you said you were talking about the remake of the trilogy, So you got the remake trilogy, which doesn't have a date. Lo-Fi doesn't have a date. And Cory Barlog's next game, which has nothing to do with God of War, also has not been announced yet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
Wait,
I
what?
said earlier, or meant earlier. We
Yeah.
are. The roadmap for Sony is so super dry. What do they have in line? They have Wolverine coming this September. Again, excited for it. Cool. But after that, we have Intergalactic years out. Years out. I'm not sure if it's actually coming out this gen. It's not gonna be a 27 title.
Yeah.
Then we have God of War, Lofi, which, let's face it, did get mixed receptions.
Mm-hmm.
Coming also probably earliest 28. And so,
And let's face it,
that's
the
it.
vast majority of its mixed receptions were just because of this gelatinous cube.
That's true.
Like the rest of it, I don't think anybody else was bothered too much about the rest of it. Yes, you had the cutesy thing at the beginning,
Yeah.
which was like, okay, weird. But nobody really would have blinked an eye after that if it wasn't for the fact that they had this talking gelatinous cube and ribbons.
True. All right, Dutch.
Yeah.
Let's bring this conversation about the state of play to an end, because we need to be finished with the podcast before the Summer Game Fest starts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're already 1.5 hours in, and we have plenty of other stuff to cover.
Yes.
So, sorry to cut you off like that.
It's okay.
Gotta play the timekeeper here today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right. So, state of play, okay, an okay show, good games in there. Most of them we have already seen before.
Yeah.
Not enough first party content for a show in showcase season.
No.
That's the quick summary. All right, Dutch, let us move to Xbox. Xbox has their showcase coming up this Sunday, and we'll dive into our expectations and predictions and everything in a minute. First, I wanted to talk to you about another Xbox topic that just dropped tonight. Asha gave a big interview at Bloomberg Tech. 15, 16 minutes long. Was actually a really good interview. I highly recommend to check it out. Lots of stuff got covered, how she got the job right, how she's feeling, and stuff like that. And then, of course, a couple of good questions on exclusives, on Project Helix, a lot of interesting stuff. And actually, Dutch, I've been thinking for a while now, I need to go back to making edited videos again. And so I thought this morning, let's do it. Take this as a topic. And today I released my first edited video in a while.
Yeah.
It was a blast to do that again, honestly. I've been I dropped out of doing edited videos simply for time reasons, but I missed doing them. And right now I feel the energy is good enough, and I'm excited to do those again. I would like to promise I will do them regularly again.
Mm-hmm.
It's at least my firm intention. I hope my real job will allow me to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, definitely, guys, check it out. It's on the channel, and I promise the next videos I will do will get the early access for channel members. I didn't do that for this one, simply for the fact that it's been the first video in a long time for me. But yeah, so if you haven't checked that out, guys, please do so. And if you wouldn't mind, it always helps to get a like and or a share. And yeah, I'm looking forward to do more of these edited videos again, Dutch.
Awesome. I watched it before I played a bit of Final Fantasy today, actually.
All right, good.
Good
What
video.
did you think?
Good video.
Thanks.
Nice summary.
Yes.
Brings me up to date.
Yeah, there you go. That's why I did it, right?
Just for me, before the podcast.
Just before. Exactly. So that you know what we need to talk about.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to cover the entire interview, but I definitely want to talk about two statements, or three statements that came out of this. She was asked about were the first 100 days for her, right? And what were the next 100 days? And she talked then about the next 100 days. So the first 100 days was for her to learn, understand what's the business concept, why are we doing things, or why is Xbox doing things the way they do. And the next 100 days is for her about resetting the business. And she openly admitted because they are not in a healthy spot. She also was asked about the margins and everything. And I want to read a quote. She said, "My mandate is not 30% accountability margin. It's not enterprise software margin. It's to be the number one gaming and entertainment company. And and that's what we are going to do." Right? Which is quite an interesting statement. Yeah, because we know about the margin pressure coming from CFO Amy Hood on the previous leadership. And that's obviously not her mandate. She's here to make this the number one gaming company, not to make the best margins, which is kind of weird for the CEO with that level of power, right? To say. And then she also touched upon something interesting about exclusives, right? And want to read the quote. You can get the full quote and everything in my video, but she said, "We are increasingly becoming a platform, and in order to be a platform, you must have exclusive content and services. We are looking into that. We have to be very thoughtful about each title and learn from similar cases in the industry." Right? I haven't heard an Xbox executive in a long time saying it that clear. Again, the quote is, in order to be a platform, you must have exclusive content and services.
Yep.
But she also suggested...
It's not like we haven't been saying this for a long time, Boxy.
We all have, and we have talked about this. The thing is, and that's also one of the things I touched upon, besides the Project Helix stuff she teased in my video. The thing is, the second sentence, right, of that quote. We have to be very thoughtful about each title and learn from similar cases in the industry, which strongly suggests, okay, we're going to do this on a case by case. And I made my point in the video, but I want to hear yours, Dutch. What are your thoughts on doing exclusive? Just for instance, Forza is coming to PlayStation, but Gears isn't. Fable is coming to PlayStation, but Clockwork isn't, or State of Decay isn't, right? What are your thoughts on doing it like that?
It has some issues, as we're all aware. Case by case means that it kind of muddies the water as to what your expectations are for what is going there. The case by case basis would be, realistically, you want to have the games that will sell your console have to be exclusive. The ones that aren't ultimately going to sell your platform can do whatever the hell it wants. That is the kind of key thing. Your key IP need to remain exclusive. For me, that's how it should be. Your key IP, the things that make you you, the things that you ultimately have developed yourself from the ground up, need to remain exclusive. That goes for the likes of Gears in the future. That goes for the likes of Halo. That goes for the likes of Forza. That goes for the likes of a new Sea of Thieves when it comes around. Whatever it may be, those titles ultimately should be exclusive because they drive people to the platform. What you're not really bothered about is maybe his brand new IP that people are maybe mixed about. And sorry to say this, but a Clockwork might be one of those things where you think, actually, if we just did that by itself on Xbox, it'd probably get a few people playing it, but not many. And I think that could do with having a few people kind of on the outer rims looking at it. But when you're talking about an Indiana Jones or like a big name IP or an Elder Scrolls,
Yes.
they're things that drive hardware. The big names that drive hardware, and those need to go back to being exclusive.
I agree.
The only thing that's going to become difficult is we know, and this is the thing that might also change, is instead of going multi-platform, they might revert to going multi-platform but with timed exclusivity. The reason I say that is just recently we have now an active example of what's driven sales. Forza Horizon 6 is launched, just shy of, not far shy of 7 million across Xbox and PC, and it's increased Xbox sales, hardware sales, by 12%. And it's only short of PlayStation by 500 units.
Yes, it's broad. I mean, the PlayStation sales were down 50% or so, right?
Yep.
Xbox sales
Again,
went
lack of
up.
content.
Yeah, lack of content. And see, when I hear these things about we do it on a case by case, right? Theoretically, the spreadsheet would tell you Forza needs to be multi-plat because it's so much money you're losing.
Yeah.
The games that actually sell on the different platform are obviously the games that other gamers on other platforms are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't access that, this is your best chance of moving them to your platform. You're not gonna move
Catch
players.
22.
Exactly, you're not gonna move players over with games that you know wouldn't sell on the other platform. So you have to have those exclusives. But more importantly, if you ask me, is you gotta ask the questions: what is the intention of doing an exclusive? Right? It is to have a pull factor towards your platform, towards your storefront on PC or on console. That's the point of doing exclusives. No other reason. And you cannot muddle this messaging. If you do a Clockwork is a multiplat, but a Gears isn't, and a Forza is multiplat, but a Fable isn't, just for the sake of argument, right?
Yeah.
You will never have the headlines you need. You will not have them. Because with every release, Forza is now exclusive, but it might only be a timed exclusive. Just wait. In 6 months, it might come to PlayStation. Those will be the headlines. People will not think of this, okay, if I want to play God of War, I gotta buy a PlayStation. I know that. And there's no way around that. And if I want to play Wolverine, I gotta buy a PlayStation. There's no way around that. That's what an exclusive does. If you have
100%.
one game multiplat, the other one is exclusive, it will not matter to have that exclusive. Because for the few that then stay exclusives, you will have the discussions around it, or it still might come, or it will not be enough. Because for just one or two exclusives, nobody is gonna switch a platform. And that's the big question. Does Xbox have the patience? Because it will also, no game they have this year. They can make Forza Horizon 6 now an exclusive and never release the PlayStation version whenever that is supposed to come out. And it will not move the needle at all. They can do the same for Gears. It will not move the needle at all. The problem with exclusives is you have to have a bunch of them in consecutive years on a consistent basis. You have to have multiple years of quality games. That's why PlayStation was so successful. They had those years and years and years of, we have every year 2-3 major games. They don't have that now, but they had that when they grew and what made them so big, right? Year after year, you could rely on Sony releasing 2-3 major quality games a year. Xbox just started doing that, and when they had the quality games, they went multi-plat. So if they go back now to exclusives, it'll take a while. It'll take 2, 3, 4 years until word spreads. Oh, you're missing out on so many good quality games. You're missing out on an Elder Scrolls. You're missing out on Gears. You're missing out on Halo. You're missing out on Fable. You're missing out on Forza. You're missing out on all that good stuff. That's when the pull factor starts working. It's not working with 1 or 2 games, especially not after them going multi-plat for, what now, almost 3 years? 2 years? 2 years. Good 2 years now. They have been already multi-plat. And after that, going back to exclusive, it'll take a really long time, and it'll take a lot of games to stay exclusive. And with exclusive, I mean PC and console.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dutch. Let's see. Anyway, definitely Sharma is in there for exclusives. I think that is one thing. Some sort of exclusivity we will see. And I don't think we have to wait too long, because she was very, very firm on that in the next 100 days, she's gonna turn things around. She's resetting the business over the next 100 days. So within the next 3 months, we will find out, and we'll definitely have more conversations about it. And probably 1 or 2 videos of mine.
Yeah.
All right. Good, Dutch. Let us talk about Sunday, right? The big Xbox showcase on Sunday. It's gonna be an interesting one. I mean, it's the 25th anniversary, like Sith Lord said in his channel member chat earlier in the show, right? It's the 25th anniversary. It's gonna be a special one. They have a new CEO with Asha, who didn't change that many important things just yet, but definitely brought like a different kind of spirit into in the Xbox community again. People are excited for the brand again. They're hopeful for the future. We already know about a great lineup coming this year and early next year now, with Fable being delayed. So along with that, Activision has its anniversary. Bethesda has its anniversary this year, right? And at the Xbox 25th year is also a big celebration. So, Dutch, what do you expect from the showcase? Do you think it's...
I mean, there's a lot that we should expect to see. Of course, Clockwork again.
Yes. Let's go through the studios, dude. Let's go through the studios. In Exile, Clockwork. Do you think it's gonna be there?
Yep. Yeah, has to be. Has to be.
I assume so. I would assume so. I mean, Matt Booty already teased, okay, this showcase is mainly focusing on games for the next 12 months, right? So, yeah, I think Clockwork is gonna be there. It's gonna get a 27 release window.
Yeah.
And it's gonna look awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
100%.
Let's go through the studios. Coalition, obviously, is gonna be there. Gears E-Day. What are your expectations there?
Just get. Obviously, we're going to see gameplay because we're getting a director's
Yeah.
Developer direct
Gameplay.
straight after it. So
Release date.
Gameplay release date.
And
it's going to go back to its roots, hopefully. So
yes. Yeah. I've seen speculations out there. Maybe a multiplayer beta is gonna be announced.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that happening as well. I also think they will introduce one completely new multiplayer mode, something we haven't had in previous Gears games.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely excited. I'm absolutely excited for Gears. Compulsion games. Do you think we will see something from them?
What's Compulsion's last game?
South of Midnight.
Oh no, not this year. That's too soon after the previous one.
Yeah. And with all the changes and hard choices, tough decisions that Asha has teased, I wouldn't feel safe about Compulsion games, honestly. So I don't expect them to be there.
Nope.
And the same goes for Double Fine, by the way. I don't
think... no. I think Double Fine's all right.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I do. It's the only things that they've released recently are tiny projects, not the big project that they've got in the background.
That is true. But even a big project from Double Fine isn't what Xbox is looking for.
Oh, I don't know, because Psychonauts 2 was absolutely unbelievable.
Yes, I agree. It was a phenomenal game, and I actually really enjoyed Keeper. Yeah? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying...
no, I think Double Fine will be absolutely fine. I think, and not only will they be fine, they've done a lot recently as well with the indie side of things, where I think as a developer asset, they're fine.
Yeah.
Fine to keep.
I hope so. I truly hope so. I'm not sure though. Halo Studios. So obviously Campaign Evolved. Campaign Evolved is going to be there.
And a teaser for what's next.
Do you think?
Teaser for what's next.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%. It's the 25th anniversary.
See, I think they will do a special celebration in November, because the actual 25th anniversary is in November, and I will say they keep Halo next for that.
I don't think they'll do a full unveiling. I think a bit more of a teaser. They've showed kind of what the engine looks like and things a little bit, but I think a little bit more of a teaser, even if it's like a glimpse of the beginning sequence or something, and then see more later this year.
I don't think so. Not during this showcase. It's all Campaign Evolved. Release date, and it's gonna be out now. And yeah, I'm going with that. So in Exile, we already talked about that. Mojang Studios is gonna be there, obviously. Gonna show Minecraft Dungeons 2. Dungeons 2. Yeah, probably another September release. They are that
I can see that. They also need to hurry up and release Minecraft RTX eventually.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. That will never see the light of day.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because I think it's about time that they started working on the actual successor to Minecraft.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm actually looking forward to Dungeons 2.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
I'm looking forward to playing on the handheld.
I'm actually playing Minecraft Dungeons 1 right now, again with my boys.
Again?
With my kids, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about downloading it again the other day.
Couch co-op, man. Minecraft Dungeons, fantastic. My kids love it. I do love it. And I'm actually really looking forward to Minecraft Dungeons 2. It's gonna be a family game, you know?
Yeah.
Ninja Theory. You think they will show up?
No.
I also don't think so. I mean, it's been 2 years since Hellblade 2, right?
Yeah. I know they've got Project Mara and they've got something else in
but
the
that's
works as well,
apparently
but I
cancelled.
just don't.
Mara is yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's apparently not longer in the works. And the rumor is that it's that they are working actually on a Hellblade 3 that is more of a game.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. But yeah, if that's, I mean, either way, I don't expect them to be there anyway.
I'm with you.
I'd rather,
although
I'd rather a studio. And again, this goes back to it. I don't care if it's like, okay, it's 2 years since the last game. I'd rather a studio was 4 years after a last game and actually had something worthwhile to show that was closer to release than show me it miles away from release and then haven't forget about it and relearn about it close at the time.
Yeah. So, then, I see. I know what you mean, but in general, when I look at this list here, if they do that with everything, they will not announce anything new, because basically everything that comes out in the next 12 months, they have at least already announced. And I don't think they will do the showcase without any new announcements.
Oh no, there's definitely going to be new ones in, but I think it's going to be. I think it maybe catch you off guard.
Yeah.
I think things that we're not expecting.
Yeah, could be. Obsidian Entertainment. I don't think they will show up with anything. They had 3 games last year. I mean, maybe they will announce Grounded 2, something,
No, we've already got Grounded 2.
Yeah, but they will maybe show something,
an expansion or something.
Expansion, new content, stuff like that.
Outer Worlds 2 expansion, maybe, you don't know.
Could also be, yeah. I mean, they did expansions for the first one, right?
Yeah.
But nothing new there. Playground games, obviously Forza Horizon 6 just came out.
We'll probably see a little bit more of Fable, actually, believe it or not. I think we'll see a bit more actual gameplay.
I mean, that has been confirmed already.
Yeah.
They have, Matt Booty said that, and then Playground Games tweeted it as well. Yeah, we will be at the showcase of Fable, definitely going to be there.
Yeah.
I hope we see.
And maybe the Forza, maybe the teaser of the first Forza expansion due later this year.
I think that's too early to announce.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's been what now? 2 weeks, 3 weeks since Forza came out. 3 weeks.
Yeah, but people have bought the expansion pass. They want to know what the expansions are.
Yeah, that's also very true. Yeah, could be.
And it's not like they won't have been working on it. They're definitely working on the expansions already.
Yeah. I mean, on Fable, I do hope they show continued gameplay. I want to see at least 5 minutes straight.
I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing. I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
I hope so.
Even if it's like one of the first missions or something, like a little bit of an extended 10-minute section or something.
Exactly. Rare.
It's a curious one. That's a curious one.
I mean, they have been at every showcase with Sea of Thieves.
Always Sea of Thieves.
Since Sea of Thieves came out. So I think Sea of Thieves is more or less a safe bet.
Yeah, unless they eventually announce the next Sea of Thieves. That could be a big surprise.
That could be a big surprise. But since they just cancelled Everwild and had the layoffs and everything, I don't think that they... If Rare shows up, it's for Sea of Thieves and nothing else.
Yeah.
Same goes for Turn 10 Studios. They do not have an active game in the works, right? They are currently more or less a support studio for Playground.
Yeah.
So I don't expect them to be there. Undead Labs with State of Decay 3.
Actual gameplay this year, yes. Yeah, and release date.
Release window. They will announce it for 27.
For next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, agree. You think World's Edge is going to turn up with Age of Empires or something?
No. Maybe it's an expansion, another expansion, but they've not long released one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no.
Okay. What about the Bethesda studios? Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, Elder Scrolls, something.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that would be machine games. But Bethesda, I I mean, it's been 8 years since they announced Elder Scrolls 6. 8
Yeah.
freaking years. And I know they've released.
I mean, that would be a hell of a time to showcase something.
Honestly, I know most people will disagree, but I think we will see Elder Scrolls because they need to have, like, what is it? Something new, something people will be talking about. And yes, Gears is definitely gonna be a game people will be talking about. But other than that, we have seen Fable so many times. People are frustrated about the 228th delay. They will show, of course, Halo, but Halo is a remake of a game we've played a dozen of times, and I'm don't get me wrong, I'm still excited for all these games, but they cannot just show updates. We have seen State of Decay 3, we have seen Clockwork, right? We have seen all those games, and while I'm super looking forward to getting updates on that, we need something new. And there are not that many studios. I mean, we're almost done with their studio list, right? That could show something we haven't seen yet. There are actually only 2 games that come to mind. That's Elder Scrolls and Blade, and I think both of them will be there because
I agree.
Blade, I think, will be there, and it's gonna be awesome, but it will not set the world on fire simply for one reason, because they went with the stylized comic-y art style. If they would make a Blade with photorealistic art style, it would set the world on fire. But once you go to a cell shaded or more comic look and stylized look, it will not have the same impact. And Arcane is also not a developer. They are similar like Obsidian, right? They make great games, but none of them have that triple
popular
A appeal.
games.
Exactly. They are not top seller games. They are not these blockbuster titles. And don't get me wrong, again, I love Obsidian, I loved Avowed, really enjoyed that game, but it's not a triple A blockbuster title, and the same goes for the Arcane's games. But they need that one banger. They need the one banger that they haven't shown a quadrillion times. I mean, Clockwork would be the 3rd time it's in there, right? We have seen Fable many times now. We had the developer direct, and I'm looking my absolutely most anticipated game. But we've seen it already. It's not the same punch. And the only studio that has a game in the works for 8 years now, right? That could do that is Bethesda.
Yep, I agree.
Good. Because that brings us to the question, what is it software gonna be there? Because I don't think so. They've just released Doom.
No, just released Doom, no. Unless they do an expansion to Doom.
Yeah, that could be an expansion, but so again, it's not gonna announce something big that will keep people talking. I mean, there are the rumors of Quake for a long time, but I don't think it's.
Oh, we'd love a new Quake.
I would love it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon. And so they're not gonna announce it or show it. And machine games. I mean, it's 1.5 years now since they released Indiana Jones. They could tease Wolfenstein 3.
Yeah.
They could. but I don't think they will.
Yeah. We're more likely to see an expansion for indie.
Yeah. Do you think they make another one? A second one?
Oh, they'll definitely make another. 100% going to make another indie. 100%.
Yeah. No, I mean a second expansion, a second DLC.
Yeah, but I think the last one wasn't really a full-on DLC. It was more just here's a couple of missions.
I mean, it was basically one additional chapter, right?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like a full-on DLC. I think they'll do an actual full-on DLC, like whole separate adventure kind of thing within it.
I think they are done with indie one. They will make an indie complete Indiana Jones 2, but
100%.
but yeah, not gonna be at the showcase. And that leaves us with Activision. And Activision is not doing
Call of
anything
Duty.
except Call of Duty, right? So
Yeah.
of course Call of Duty will get a trailer there.
Oh, one studio that is no longer directly under Xbox that are working on a game for Xbox, Toys for Bob.
That's what I was going to. But so far from first party, I think that's it. And that's why I think Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be there. And Toys for Bob, do you think they will show that?
Yes.
I think so too. Spyro.
And I can't wait.
Yeah.
Either a new Spyro or whatever. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's working on something else. But Spyro's heavily the one that's suggested.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
All right. Any predictions for third-party support besides Toys for Bob?
If, depending what happens in the next, well, when it's 7 minutes or so when this starts, if they show Final Fantasy here at Summer Game Fest, then hopefully Kingdom Hearts at Xbox. If they, however, show Kingdom Hearts at Summer Games Fest, then hopefully Final Fantasy at Xbox.
I was just about to say that I think we will see Final Fantasy 7 3, Part 3. I think that's gonna be at the Xbox showcase. They have been so vocal about how good the partnership is now and everything, and Final Fantasy 7
and super vocal about multi-platform and wanting it as a simultaneous release on all platforms when the next part releases. And
I think Kingdom Hearts is a realistic thing for the Keeley thing that starts in 50 minutes, right?
It's already on its thing now. It starts in 6 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know whether or not it's a build up.
Pre-show bullshit.
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, it's been 4 years since they announced Kingdom Hearts.
It's been 4 years, yeah, 4 years, and even then we've got like a tiniest trailer. It wasn't even a gameplay trailer; it was just a tiny teaser trailer.
Do you think Ubisoft is gonna be there at some form?
Oh, at Xbox, no, hopefully not.
I'm not sure. I could see them because listen, it's 25th anniversary, and they had back in the days, right, a very strong partnership with Ubisoft on Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Exclusives and timed exclusives of Splinter Cell releases. I could see them show up with Splinter Cell on the Xbox stage. And you know what else I think?
I mean, I'd love that, but I don't know. They've been teasing Splinter Cell for so long, I'm not even sure if it exists.
Yeah. I mean, there was an interview 6 months ago or so where they said, yeah, it's still in development. So, but yeah, it's been very long, and Splinter Cell, it becomes this meme, right? Where every year we think, oh, this year it's gonna be one. But yeah, I think Crytek is gonna be there with Crysis 4. Because that has also been 4 years since it's been announced. And Crytek has partnered with Xbox on many occasions.
Yeah.
they had the first console release for Crysis. They had Rise: Son of Rome as a console exclusive, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a close relationship, and Crytek working on Crysis 4 for so
Rise
long.
Son of Rome 2!
Nah, not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Rise Son of Rome 2!
Love that though. That IP had so much potential.
It still does.
It
It's
does.
absolutely something they can easily revisit.
Yeah, and everyone would be excited. And you could take Rise.
I mean, they don't even have to do Son of Rome again. The funny thing is about Rise is it could be Rise Son of Sparta, or Rise Son of
Egypt or
Norway or whatever.
Yeah, you could take that to so many different places.
Yeah.
And there's so much potential for evolving the combat system and everything. I mean, yeah, Rise. And I think this isn't on Xbox. This is more on Crytek. Crytek is a company that is really, really struggling, and they cannot afford to make another one, not even with financial support from Microsoft. And they kind of have to rely on Crysis 4 now. And I think this is the year we see that. With the Witcher DLC being announced, a lot of people were hoping to see CD Projekt Red there.
I think it's too early.
Too early, because CD Projekt Red already confirmed they're gonna show the DLC Songs of the Past, right, at Gamescom. So I don't think they will show up with that on the Xbox stage, and I don't think they are ready to show either the Witcher remake or the Witcher 4 just yet. That's not gonna happen. So I don't think.
I agree.
Do you think EA is gonna be there with something?
No. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Leave that all for Keighley.
Yeah.
Keighley can take the EA stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want EA taint all over my Xbox.
So, do you expect to see anything besides games? Some other announcement?
No. I think they've came out themselves and said it is strictly about games. We're not talking about hardware.
Yeah, I think the one thing they could potentially talk about is the already leaked Elite 3 controller. That's the only thing I could see them. And I think they will announce a special celebration for November, for the 25th anniversary, something like we are gonna do. And that's also where we will see then Project Helix, or hear more about Project Helix and stuff, because they promised us.
Or around Gamescom and things like that,
Yeah. And so, yeah. Anything else you think is gonna happen? Any other bold prediction?
No, believe it or not, no. I'm actually. I say it's hard to tell, because of course we've got a lot of studios, a lot of things that are quite far out, things that are near that we kind of expect now. So no, there's nothing that really jumps out there.
I also think that this is gonna be one hell of a showcase, but it's mainly gonna be
safe show.
It's a safe show. It's gonna be one of great games that we already know about.
Yeah.
And the only big one that we haven't seen yet is gonna be Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Dutch, we will find out. And again, guys, we hope to see you all here on the World of Gaming directly after the Xbox showcase. As soon as the Gears Direct will end, we will go live here to break everything down. 2 more days. I'm excited for it. Really, really looking forward to it. And yeah, not long to wait. Exciting times.
Not long at all.
Not long at all.
Not long at all.
All right. Dutch, let's wrap our show up with our community questions.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you can get to your stream.
Indeed.
For Summer Game Fest. Each and every, usually Wednesday, this week. I posted it on Thursday on all the social channels here on YouTube, on X, and everywhere. You can write us questions or topics you would like us to discuss. Not locked behind any paywall. Everyone can write in. No Patreon or channel member subscription necessary. So just write us questions, topics you would like us to discuss. And the first one comes from Sith Lord. And he asks, how was your vacation and what are you expecting from E-Day? So, first of all, thanks for asking. The vacation was fantastic. We've been in Croatia. Beautiful country, Dutch. Beautiful country. We had an Airbnb there. It was fantastic. Had a great time with the kids, with the wife. Great weather. It was all around perfect vacation. And what are we expecting from E-Day? I mean, we already talked about it a little bit, Dutch.
Yep.
I expect Gears to return. I'm going out there. This is gonna be the Coalition's best Gears yet.
Yep, I agree.
In terms of tone, they are going. We already know that, going back to the more darker, horror, grittier vibe. We are playing as Marcus again, seeing the origin story, the Emergence Day, right? It's gonna be a looker, obviously, and I expect a very emotional campaign.
There'll be a lot of deaths.
Yes, and I expect super fun multiplayer again. So
yeah.
Next question comes from Stormplayer DX, and he asks, do you think we will finally see Blade? Yes, I do. And it will be again a great game that will not provide the looks and visuals to make it a blockbuster title. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I do believe. Then, Dutch, our big bridge question of the week.
Yeah.
Most consistent question sender, right?
Yeah.
We are late for work as we spent all of last night playing video games, and the boss is furious. But unfortunately, we can only reply in video game dialogues. Which video game dialogue quote would you utter in your defense? His would be from Sonic. Gotta go fast.
Everybody disliked that.
Which video game is that from?
I'm sure it's Skyrim or something like that. It's like the dialogue thing where you make the wrong decision. It's like everybody dislikes that.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm not that good on quotes from video games. Honestly, I can't think of one right now.
I used to work here, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paraphrasing intentionally.
Indeed. Sorry, the big bridge. I have to think about this more. I can't think of one right now. All right, Dutch. Let's wrap this show up. As always, it has been an absolute blast. And again, we will be back here on Sunday, directly after the Xbox Showcase and Gears Direct. Hopefully, we see you guys all there to break down the Xbox Showcase and discuss with us everything that has been announced. I know it's always tough because there are so many different programs right after the showcase online. But I hope you guys choose to tune in. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. Now in 30 minutes, Summer Game Fest is about to start. Dutch, you're streaming it.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
So head over to Dutch's channel. I will definitely watch before I fall asleep. It starts at
Indeed.
11 p.m. And I'm gonna watch the rest tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so if everybody wants to continue the chitter chatter, feel free to jump over to my channel, which will be covering the stream within 2 minutes of this ending. I'll be having my stream up and we'll be on. So feel free to jump in.
Nice. All right, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in here today. Thanks so much to everyone who listens after the fact on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. It's an awesome week for games, right? Whilst I don't think the Summer Game Fest is gonna set the world on fire, usually there are 2-3 great announcements coming out of this as well. And then on Sunday, I'm hyped, I'm excited, I'm really looking forward to see Asha on stage. It's gonna be a very different vibe than we had over the last years. For that alone, I'm excited, but I'm also very, very excited for all the new games that we will see and the updates, and it's gonna be awesome. So in the meantime, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you guys on Sunday evening, and don't forget to game on.